Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us and welcome to another edition of What's Happening Wednesday. This is a weekly roundup show that I like to do on this channel, which again gives me the perfect opportunity to do exactly that. Keep you guys updated with things that are going on in the world of Transformers. I let you know what's happening with this YouTube channel and of course my Instagram, which is toys_rus. This is definitely part 1 of 2, but it might actually be part 1 of 3 because again at the moment, to be really honest, I'm really struggling trying to keep up with what's going on in the world of Transformers. And we're going to start off with something that I hope is true and that I really hope we get to see in more detail next week. So this is looking like, not that, this is looking likely to be Robosen's next flagship Transformer figure, an auto-converting Grimlock, which is of course heavily based on the Generation 1 toy. But again, it's looking like this is going to convert, which is obviously transform himself, unlike the new Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime and the most recently revealed Bumblebee, where it's just an animatronic robot, which is still really impressive, don't get me wrong. I think it's great, but I think this guy is going to be, if true, on a completely different level. He's a nice big figure. You can see, I suppose, how big he is there compared with the rulers either side of him. If you want to see these images without the reflection, head to TFW 2005. And we can see, as I've already said, he's heavily based on the Generation 1 toy version of him. And I can imagine there, you know, his arms moving forward, then with all this back kibble here, come round. And I suppose, yeah, just automatically covered it all up. So I imagine the transformation scheme will be pretty basic. Again, exactly the same as the G1 figure, especially with how it looks. But then here's some shots from the underside with all the cables, all the wires, etc. Again, really excited, hope it's true. This is an instruction sheet that they found with it. So you press and hold the power button until the robot's eyes light up and he says, "Me Grimlock stronger, me Grimlock must lead to complete the boot." We return to the initial stance. There's loads of things, as I say on here. Say, "Hey Grimlock" to the robot and wake up the robot, and he replies yes, and then you can give him instructions exactly the same, obviously, as the Optimus Prime. It's just a zoom in there of it saying exactly what I've just said, the fact that it is the flagship product for themselves. There's the sizes and dimensions, and again, hoping that it's so true because it will be spectacular. Okay, always showcase this because I think it's brilliant. Mark Maher's insights or behind the scenes, however you want to call it. If you haven't got Instagram, you can head to T-Formers or TFW 2005, where he gives you insights on this figure here, which of course we've seen loads of recently. Great news is obviously is available for pre-order as we speak off multiple sites. And again, it's interesting to hear his thoughts behind it, the concepts that went into it, and indeed the work that went into getting this figure from concept out. There's an amazing picture coming up in a second. This is one of my favorite pictures I've ever seen. That's such a great idea. And again, I love it when he does these. I love it when they all do it, to be fair. It's just a great way, again, of getting on the inside and finding out the concepts and how everything was put together to make these figures, you know, that we love and we can't wait to get hold of. Okay, next thing is just a quick recap. If you haven't seen the updated videos, we've got some product shots of the next Studio Series figures, 2 of them. So we've got the Rise of the Beast Studio Series Rhinox, none out of the packaging yet, unfortunately, but again, as soon as they do, I will show you them. And of course, we had Studio Series Gamer Universe Voyager class Megatron as well, looking again spectacular. So that's the only leaks we've had of them, nothing confirmed. Again, I expect we'll hear more on these next week. If you're wondering what I'm on about, there's another Hasbro Pulse thing being confirmed for next Tuesday. I'll give you more details on that as we go through. Okay, this again is, I suppose, something that you may have seen in the last news. They did Earthspark life-size standees, which I suppose I said why. Whereas these are a little bit better, but again, I'm still going to say why. These are $50, and don't get me wrong, I think they look good. I don't know where the market is for these, to be honest. Again, I'm going to ask the question. Please leave me a comment if you think you know anybody or you're going to be buying them for your kids or even for yourself. So these, of course, are how the characters appear in Rise of the Beasts. You know, some of them are huge. They're 70 inches tall, 37 inches wide. The Optimus Primal one you're about to see in a second is ginormous. None of them are higher than 71 inches though. So with the Earthspark figures, I think it worked because some of them, you know, the characters aren't huge. Whereas with these, obviously, we know that Mirage is much taller than that from the movie. Here's the Optimus Primal one. Again, the height is big, but he's longer width-wise. He's 72 inches wide and 71 inches tall. So that would take up some serious amount of room. I mean, look how big it is compared to, I suppose, your average size human there. So again, if you're going to buy one of these, please let me know. I want to know where the market for these is. Optimus Prime looks fantastic, but again, only up to 70 inches. And indeed, of course, this one's looking spectacular. Scourge does, but I think he really needs to be taller than 70. He needs to be, if he's going to get a Scourge and they're going to make these, they might as well go an extra foot or so higher just for him. I think so anyway. Okay, there he is. And the guy modelling him, advertising him, is incredibly happy to see him as well. Right, moving on. What have we got here? So these, we're getting more and more images of these now, which is great. So this is from YOLO Parks Weibo and their Facebook account. So they're doing an AMK series, Rise of the Beasts model kit. There's 3 of them. This one's going to focus on Optimus Prime. Height 20 centimeters. Accessories 2 pairs of interchangeable hands. So we've got, there's the pack itself. There's all the pieces. It's a model kit that you build up yourself. As you can see, it's pre-painted. And I think it's spectacular, you know, for people who collect model kits or maybe just collect things, you know, like the 3-0 figures. If you're quite happy to just buy figures that don't transform just to have on display, there's nothing wrong with these. These are spectacular, you know, they look great. And I suppose you'll get the fun as well of building these up from pretty much scratch. So this is the Optimus Prime. There's another 2, which I've got details on again in other videos. Detail on them is fantastic. Look at it, you know, for a model kit, it looks great. And they are, as I say, impressive. And I do know quite a few people who buy them, to be honest. Right, this dropped a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen it, I've tagged it as Meet the Maximals. Apparently it's officially being tagged as Prime Meets Primal. It's just an additional Rise of the Beasts clip where it's exactly that, where all the Maximals sort of appear with the human characters, and of course Optimus Prime appears. That is on this channel. If you've not seen it yet, just search for Meet the Maximals. Then again, Rise of the Beasts, it's a month. It's a month away. Is it 9th? I think it's 9th of June. It's 9th. It's late Tuesday here, so that's why I say what's happening Wednesday. And yeah, so we're like a calendar month away. So even more advertisements. And again, the hype train getting bigger. There's RC coming out of Wheeljack. There is, of course, Bumblebee, Mirage again, Optimus Prime, Wheeljack. In this particular poster, not with his wings. And there he is again in his alternate mode. Optimus Primal, of course, we've seen, but there he is probably battling one of the Scorponocks. And indeed, there they all are. So even more posters, even more memorabilia, merchandise, etc., all coming out. Really exciting times. Even more exciting if you're a resident of Singapore, because in Singapore, they are going to do the world premiere on the 27th of this month. So they are very, very lucky. They're going to get the premiere at least a week early. There's also a competition to go to the premiere, but unfortunately you've got to be a Singapore resident only, and the competition isn't live yet. You need to go to the website that's written there if you do live in Singapore, or T-Formers or TFW 2005, where they've got more information on this. This is the same article but from T-Formers, and indeed there is a video for you to watch where they are talking about how excited they are to come to Singapore, and indeed they show some more movie footage, but I think, to be honest, it's just what we've seen in the clip already. Right, I think this is now where we start the third-party stuff already, because there's so much third-party figures, it is crazy. Right, so this is Dr. Wu, and I love the names they call them, and I love the fact that they come in 2 packs, because they are such little figures, and it would be really, I don't know, I suppose it's better that they double pack them, you get more for your money, and it's easier to ship them all in 2 packs. So we've got Shattered Glass Cosmos and G2 Ramjet, that's 1 pack coming. Heaven Eye, they're calling him, even with a reflection you can see that, so that's okay. Cosmos is already coming with Ramjet, that's the set that I've pre-ordered already. There he is, Shattered Glass version, looking fantastic. Remember, these little figures are much, much smaller than your normal Legend scale. These are tiny. I did a Dr. Wu review on their take on Trypticon, and again, absolutely tiny figures, really articulate though. They look spectacular. Can't wait to get my hands. I might even get these, because as I say, I've got Ramjet and normal Cosmos ordered, but I might have to pre-order these. There's the packaging they're going to come in. Again, I'm sure you'd agree, looking spectacular. Staying with third party then, here we go. We've got Magic Square's take on Bumblebee. So they're calling him Intelligence Officer. This is a new, I think it's an updated version, to be honest. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure the Magic Square have done a Bumblebee already. Here he is in all his glory. These images are on T-Formers, and also on Magic Square's Weibo page. And again, this is an official, I suppose, Legends scale. I say official, none of these are official, they're third-party toys, but it is basically a Legends scale figure. And again, he looks great. Alternate mode looks really cool. What I like about these is you can see how fully articulate they are, especially when you see the alternate mode there. You can see all the joins and where it's all going to piece together. Really, really cool figures. Again, I've got the privilege at the moment of reviewing for Shozy, and I'm getting a lot of experience looking and playing and transforming these figures. Okay, so I went to Fans Hobby's Facebook page, and this hanger they've been advertising for ages. It is now available. Well, I say, no, it still says coming soon, sorry. So Fans Hobby, myshopify.com. And if you didn't see what this is an amazing figure and hanger. It is a diorama for your figures, but more specifically, I'm going to zoom in on this here, for the Super God Master Force figures that they had. You could put all the headmasters in there, or Godmasters. Yeah, they were called headmasters still, and the Godmasters, etc. And this has been all, I've shown this off so many times, but again, it is coming now very soon via the Fans Hobby Facebook page. And there is all the kit, and you build it up yourself. So again, just to round up, I've been going on the Weibo pages. So Newage have got videos on their take on Red Mirage. They've got confirmation that their take on Viper is shipping everywhere, which is great. And again, I've got some few more images, new ones of their take on Powerglide. And I know mine of him is in transit again from Shozy. So this is also good to give me an idea of how tiny he is. There's David and their take on Jetfire, and of course Omega Supreme. I've only just reviewed Omega Supreme, or Michael as he was called. And in a second, you're going to get an idea of how small this guy is, because there he is standing on his shoulder. So can't wait to get him in hand, can't wait to get the review of him out as well. And again, as I say, really privileged and pleased I'm getting the chance to review these and have a look at these figures, as well as all the other Hasbro ones and everything that I keep having pre-orders, and they're coming in thick and fast as well. Moving on to Cang toys, and again, this is spectacular. This is from their Weibo. This is some new additional images of Thorilla, is that what they're calling him? Thormini, of course they are. Thormini. Thorilla was the big guy, the original one. Again, apologies for the reflection. Head to Cang Toys Weibo page or T-Formers. This is some shots from there. There he is in both modes with his accessories. There he is on the back of the original. I had no idea. I mean, I was told how big the originals were, but they are absolutely massive. This guy's up to his knees. So the actual original one must be hugely spectacular to behold. There's how their take on Predator King, Thunder King I believe he's called, is coming on. There he is with Mini Thormini, or Thormini, which is their take on Dive Bomb, and indeed all the other figures at the moment. Once again, I've got these on pre-order at Shozy. And speaking of Shozy, here we are now. There are the full-size ones available in gold to pre-order. There are some of the mini ones, they're all available for pre-order. And indeed, there's some of the Doctor Who figures. There's the one I've got on pre-order there. There's some of the other twin packs. There's their take on Bulkhead. There's just so much going on at the moment. If you'd like to order anything from Shozy, I'd be greatly appreciative if you could use my code. And if you're wondering how you would do that, let me just see if I can show you on here. You would go to Shozy, and there's a bar at the top which says support a reviewer, which is right here. There you go, you can see at the top, support your favorite review. If you type in there in all one word, Toys R Us, I would be hugely appreciative of that. Again, there's a link to their Discord on this video if you want to check that out. And again, a huge thank you to all the support for this. With regards to reviews, as I say, I've got a few in transit coming from Shozy. I've got a few G1s to do. I'm going to do Hunger. I'm going to do a Beast Wars Retro. I've got a couple of them really cheap from a discount store the other day. I'm going to actually open up one of my Super God Master Force figures that has been sealed forever. But the prices for them have just gone crazy, and I can't justify buying a loose one where I've got one there. So I'm going to open that up and I'll probably get that video out for you tomorrow, to be honest. Probably do Zetkar. If any of you have heard of him or know him, I'm going to be doing a video on Godmaster Zetkar. And again, my Instagram, I'm just trying to keep up with everything else that I'm trying to do with the boxed figures. Really appreciate all your support, guys, channel members especially. Anybody who's liking, sharing, watching these videos, really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Take care, and I'll see you soon.